This is Duke University.
Welcome to Duke Student Medical Insurance Plan. My name is Kellen Beecham. I'm the insurance manager here at Duke University. And my contact information is at the bottom left-hand corner. Email address is Kellen, Kelan, .Beecham, Beacham, @duke.edu. And my contact phone number is 919-684-1481. Today I'm going to go over the Student Medical Insurance Plan briefly. The insurance plan benefits in and out of network coverage, the Student Blue website, which gives resources for students to look up providers, so if they have any questions about the plan, they can go into details about that. And also just some general contact information. So the insurance plan benefits, they have two networks. One is called in-network and one is called out-of-network. Okay, there are co-payments that apply. A co-payment is something that a student will pay when they see a provider. So let's say a student has scheduled a doctor's appointment with a specialist, meaning a dermatologist or orthopedic or neurology. They will pay a $35 copay. For primary care, we ask that students schedule appointments with Duke Student Health because that will be covered by the health fee. Every student at Duke is responsible for paying a health fee each semester, so that allows students to be seen at no additional cost. There's a mental health benefit of $25. A specialist visit is $35. So if a student comes to Duke Student Health, and our doctors are classified as primary care physicians, and let's say the student needs to see a dermatologist, our doctors will refer the student to a dermatologist, typically a Duke dermatologist, and the student will have a $35 copay responsibility. Okay. Urgent care is $45. Typically, urgent care it's between regular office visit and the emergency room. So a good example of that is if let's say a student has aching pain, and student health is closed, then we recommend that you go to urgent care. It's $45. They typically don't close till 8 or 9 p.m. and it's located about 3 miles from campus. The emergency room is $150 copay. So the best thing to do if it's an emergency, a true emergency, you will have a $150 copay. Okay, but just be aware that emergency room is more expensive than urgent care. Okay, it's about 10 times as expensive as urgent care, and depending on what you go for, you could wait anywhere from 3 to 6 hours. Because if you go in there, for example, with a migraine, and then you have people in front of you with chest pains, of course they're going to have to prioritize, and the patient with the chest pain is going to go first. So you may spend a little bit more time in the emergency room. And as I said before, there's no copay for medical care at Duke Student Health. So we urge all students, if you have cold, flu, ache, pains, you're just not feeling well, please contact Duke Student Health so we can go ahead and get you scheduled, and that way you don't have any financial responsibility once you arrive. For in-network benefits, there's also what they call a co-insurance. A co-insurance applies to inpatient and outpatient. Inpatient is if you're admitted to the hospital, typically more than 48 hours. Outpatient is if you're in the hospital 24 to 48 hours. Okay, so the 80-20 co-insurance, what that means is the insurance company will pay 80% of the contracted rate. Okay, and you would be responsible for 20% of the contracted rate. The co-insurance also applies for physical therapy, x-rays, labs, and other diagnostic testing. So let's say a student comes into Duke Student Health, they're seen for possible strep throat. Our doctors send you to the Duke Student Health lab. Our lab is most likely going to send that lab test out to either Duke Labs or LabCorp. That's who we contract with. And that's in that example, you have a 20% responsibility. And the reason is the Duke Student Health lab is not going to read those labs because we don't have the technology or the machines to read those, strep tests, things of that sort. So just be aware that any lab work that's done in Duke Student Health will pretty much be you'll have a 20% responsibility. Okay, even if it's routine care, for example, a routine yearly exam, you will still, if you do blood work, you will still have a 20% responsibility because we don't have we're unable to do that lab work within Student Health. We actually send it out to a third party, like I said, Duke Labs or LabCorp. Okay. The out-of-pocket maximum is $2,000 per individual, $4,500 for family coverage. So the 20% responsibility on the co-insurance, that 20% will not exceed $2,000. So worst case scenario, you will never pay more than $2,000 out of pocket per benefit year. And remember, the benefit year is August 1st through July 31st. Also, with the out-of-pocket maximums, your co-pays will apply. So not just your 20%, but also your co-pays. And remember, your co-pays are $25 for primary, $35 for specialist, $45 for urgent care, and $150 for urgent care. All those co-pays will apply to your individual. That's out-of-pocket coverage. Out-of-network benefits. What out-of-network means is if you see a provider that does not accept our Blue Cross and Blue Shield PPO Blue Options plan at Duke, if you actually go to an out-of-network provider, you will have a $250 deductible. Okay, this is your responsibility. The medical provider is not required to bill you the $250. Typically, they ask for the money up front, so please be aware they have a right to do so because they're not in network and they're not on contract with Blue Cross and Blue Shield. So they can actually bill you whatever they feel they want to bill you. That's why it's important to make sure you stay in network. As you can see, the family max is $750, your family deductible is $750. Your co-insurance goes from 80-20 with in-network benefits to 70-30 co-insurance for out-of-network benefits. So remember, with out-of-network, you have a 30% responsibility of co-insurance. The max out-of-pocket, as you can see, also increases to $3,000 from $2,000. And family coverage, the out-of-pocket maximum is doubled to $9,000. So the Student Blue website, it's actually www.bcbsnc.com/Duke. Okay, or you can just Google Student Blue, and once you Google that, you'll get an option of all the colleges. You just select Duke University, and this is the page that should come up. All right, if you select the tab with the resources, it'll actually give you a link to find a doctor, find drugs, claim forms. So those in-network or out-of-network providers, if you're not sure if the doctor's in-network or out-of-network, you can go to this resource here and then select find a doctor. If you know the doctor's name, you can key that in, or you can just select the specialty. If you want to see how your prescription medication may be covered, you just click find a drug along with claim forms. So on our plan, students are entitled to a vision reimbursement of up to $100 for frames, lenses, or contacts. It's $100 per benefit year. Again, the benefit year is August 1st through July 31st. So here's where you would submit your claim forms. Also, with international students, there is a reimbursement for T-spots. Typically, it's going to be covered 80%. You'll submit a claim form along with a receipt that's given to you by Duke Student Health once you get your T-spot immunization, if you require it. And then you can submit a claim form along with a copy of the receipt to Blue Cross, and they'll actually reimburse you 80%. So this is where you would print the claim form, or we typically have a pre-printed claim form for you. If you want to appeal a claim, and what that means is, let's say that Blue Cross denied a claim saying it's not covered and you want to appeal, that's a copy of the appeal form you can fill out. The HIPAA authorization form will allow a family member to speak on your behalf with Blue Cross and Blue Shield. So most likely with typically the undergrads usually would complete this authorization form to allow their parents to speak on their behalf. Graduate students, you can have your spouses do the same thing. You want them to have access. We find that a lot of medical students and in the grad school, and, the business schools, they don't have a lot of time on their hands. Law school, they don't have a lot of time on their hands, so they'll give authorization to a spouse to speak on their behalf. Here's the plan benefits tab. It's the same web page, just a different tab. Plan benefits if you check out the red arrow, it says 2014 medical benefit summary. Of course, it's been updated. The benefit year for open enrollment will begin June 15th, 2016. So that's when the new plan benefit summary will be available. You can click on the current plan benefit. Nothing has changed, so it's exactly what it is. The rates have increased to $25.25 for the benefit year. So if you want to take a look at that, you can go into detail. And also the member guide is available. And basically it just tells you what's covered, how it's covered, and benefit exceptions. So basically things are not covered. Typically the only things that will not be covered are non-medical necessity procedures. So if you come in for cosmetic surgery, it's most likely not going to be covered. It has to be a medical reason. So most procedures are going to be covered. So contact information is Student Blue. Their phone number is 800-579-8022. And remember, Student Blue is also referred to as Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina. So you may hear that interchangeably. Student Blue or Blue Cross Blue Shield, we're referring to the same company. So if you need a copy of your ID cards, proof of insurance letter for visas, claim status to check on your claim reimbursement, and address change. So once you get to the States, for those of you that don't have a U.S. base address, once you get to the States, just contact Student Blue and they'll go ahead and get your address updated in their system. That way, all your reimbursement checks and also claim EOBs, explanation of benefits, will be submitted to mailed to your current address. Okay. If you have all other inquiries, please just shoot us an email at insurance@studentaffairs.duke.edu. And here's just some simple things to remember. If you hold a F1 or J1 visa, you are required to enroll in the Duke Student Plan. For this year, there will be an automatic enrollment, so no action is required on your part. If you click the Bursar tab on your ACES account and then Insurance tab, you should receive a notice that says you have been automatically enrolled. No action is required on your part. Something to that effect, okay? And then the plan offers worldwide coverage. So if you decide you want to study abroad in a different country for a semester and you're already enrolled on the Duke plan, no additional travel insurance is required. Policy effective date is August 1st, 2016. There are some exceptions, so if you have questions, just email me at insurance@studentaffairs.duke.edu. Contact Duke Student Health for all your medical concerns. If you have questions and you're not clear, please do not hesitate to contact us. Our hours are typically from 8:30 a.m. until 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturday 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Contact Student Blue, Blue Cross Blue Shield North Carolina, to update your mailing address again as soon as possible. As soon as you get your U.S. base address, we have claims and refund checks that will be mailed to you. In the past, checks, refund checks, and claims were mailed to Student Health. What we would do is we're going to send them back to Blue Cross and Blue Shield, okay, as return to sender, which is going to delay you receiving your reimbursement check. If that does happen, then just when you contact Blue Cross and Blue Shield, please ask them to do a stop payment and reissue your check to your correct U.S. base address. To review the current health insurance plan, please visit the website we went over in the previous slides, bcbsnc.com/Duke, and then plan benefits. If you have any questions or concerns or you're not clear on something, please email us at insurance@studentaffairs.duke.edu. Thank you.